All right, so last video of the month, I gotta do this. I usually upload these around noon, and it's like 10. But let's do this because 31. So I wanted to do a quick video to just for my own benefit mostly as well, to go downstairs here and see what needs to be done. Because for the last year, I've done absolutely nothing in the whole renovation thing. I thought it'd be a lot more fun than it was. And the only thing we got done is, of course, the floor, which looks a lot worse when there's not good lighting. It looks pretty good. I like it. I still like it. But the only thing we really got done is the bathroom. As you can see, it's a little bit reddish. You can't quite see it, but just imagine it's a little red. I'll do a video on that, the red stuff. I've done a video on that, but like why exactly it's that way and why the paint sucks, you know? As a preview, the problem is that sometimes when you get the little paint sample can, you look at the ratios and numbers on there. When you multiply it out to a quart, this is just a little cup, 8 ounces. When you multiply it out to a quart or a gallon, the numbers don't exactly multiply out right. So the small sample colors are actually a little bit different because they don't put exactly the same amount in there. So then why sell these? You know, this is stupid. You're not actually getting the same color. You know? Anyways, we'll go into that. That's going to be a fun video. But really, the only thing done is the bathroom that works. The toilet works. The new I like it. Look at that. It looks great. You know, I even picked out the mirror for that. It's all good. Dimmer works. We've done videos on the LEDs and how they're terrible down here. Look at that. See, look at that. So that's done. But see, I don't know. It doesn't come across here. Well, you can kind of see it's a little different color. So this was my insanity of trying to pick out the right paint color. Okay, after accidentally, so you can see it's a little bit reddish if you look real close, tiny bit reddish, right back there. It's almost kind of pinkish, most muted pink. But anyway, so mostly what needs to be done here is just a paint job. You know, you have a lot of this stuff, you know, right crap like along here, you know, because this is the second coat of paint here. It used to be a more beige, just matching the outlets. That's what it used to be down here. But then they smeared on some new paint, but they didn't do a good job because they didn't bother to, you know, get this stuff, you know. So paint job is basically it. I could maybe even do that. The problem is that you're gonna have to put new trim here, just like they put it in here in the bathroom. And the reason is that this thing is, you know, when they put the concrete here, new concrete overlay, they ended up, you know, not doing this because they weren't supposed to do that. It's with the paint and everything. So if you put new trim there, that's fine. But the only other thing that needs to be, a couple things need to be done. New lights. I don't like these boob lights here. They're not that booby, but sort of. There's a couple new ones. I don't want to do LED because, boy, they're terrible. The integrated LEDs, they're terrible, blinding. You can't dim them. We've done videos on that. Last video was about shitty street LEDs. But same thing here. I do have a curtain set here. There are sliding doors here. I don't want to do sliding doors because you can't really do much with those. You know, you can't put a proper thing in here, you know, like drawers and stuff. This is the access to the master bathtub, and you know, it got they had to go through there, but they didn't bother to put a door here. Like, that's how a house should be built, is you don't go through the drywall and the ceiling and try to find it on your own. And what an awkward place to put the tub anyways. You don't have good access to it. Anyways, that I already have the curtain track here for that. That's good. That's basically, oh, I also have to get the new, blinds. That's fine. I can do that too. I think the contractor would end up supplying dimmers and switches and all that. Now, when I was painting here, and you can see, yeah, you can see the, you know, this is insane. So this is from Home Depot, right? Behr paint. And you can see it's a little bit bluish lavender maybe. This is white number 52, just white. White is the only name. Then the number that goes along with it is 52. But this is white. And you look at the can, and it has blue in it. But they just call it white. And it's like, what insanity is this? It has like a bluish tinge to it, but they call it white. They don't say bluish white, just white. You'd think that'd be like the most... No. So anyways, that's the insanity I have to do here. But as I was setting this up here, to make sure that I don't get peanut, I put a drop cloth here. The problem with this drop cloth is, it has these little rubber things on it, right? And I thought, it'd be so great to have these because then I don't slip. The problem is you're not supposed to put rubber on the concrete here, right? Because if you do, you get these little bumpy things here that are hard to scrape off. And even worse, you get these that are just so much more visible. So I now have to do, the thing I found is if you use a hair dryer, it's easier to pull it off and it doesn't leave as much. But, I totally forgot that you're not supposed to put rubber on this, Anyways, that's that. That's it. So blinds, there's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 blinds, I think. I don't think there's any blinds in there. Maybe we'll put some. See, you can see it's a little bit reddish, including, hold on. You can kind of tell it's pinkish. Hold on, if we twist it a little bit, you can kind of tell. Anyways, I'm sure we'll do videos on the same thing here, same thing, boob lights, I'll order some of those, blinds, and again, it's mostly just a paint job, really, The garage has its, same thing there, it's basically paint, but it was very difficult. Let me turn this on, because if I don't, it drains. You can't indefinitely leave the water in the dryer or the washer. I just didn't want to, have it make some noise. But anyways, that's basically it. So, but I don't know when I'll get to it because I kind of lost interest in doing it. I don't live down here. I live upstairs anyways, so who cares if this is done? Who gives a shit? And, it's part of the bigger problem is where do you move to? Because let's be done with this. Looking at the housing prices here, they're still selling. The prices are pretty high, which is good. People are still buying, apparently. But it would be very difficult to sell a house that, is kind of half, has a hole in the fucking ceiling and this kind of shit, right? Nobody wants to buy a house that you have to repair or the differential between it is well worth fixing it up and dealing with that, I think, but I don't have anywhere to move to. I mean, that's the bigger issues we can talk about next month, but yeah, that's basically it. It's just a lot of little stuff, but I've lost interest to do what little I can myself or even hire somebody for it because it's just like, who cares? And then you have to tell people like, be careful with the flooring and don't touch it, And then even if you put a drop cloth down, make sure it's not the rubbery one. And of course another thing I forgot over here is when they put in the new water line, they went through the garage, they busted out the drywall, so that has to be fixed too, So none of this is critical. None of this is even that super expensive. It's not like you're building a new house, but it's just like, But those bigger issues we'll talk about hopefully next month when I continue doing these videos. And I guess that's it.